Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up, bye up. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate all your support, man. I'm very humbled by it. So Andira has entered the chat, homie, right? Let's talk about Andira for a second. Because, see, I'm one of those guys that I'm very informational. I like to get my information from different spots, different places. And I'm not going to lie, man, concerning the baby Emmanuel case, I have definitely got a lot of information and a lot of the concepts of my content from Andira. That's a fact. I got to give him his respect for that. But I'm seeing, man, his name is going down, man, according to a lot of people. And I don't get it because I truly and fully support this man. I know he's a sick individual. I know he's got some things going on in his life that not everybody can even understand, nor do they want to understand. But I understand just a little bit, man. And I can say, I know a sick man when I see him. And there's a lot of people that have turned on him or have turned to going on social media and trying to expose this man. And I don't understand why. Because the whole basis of Andira lately and the reason why he kind of blew up on social media was not just based off the baby Emmanuel case, even though I could say that really helped his channels blow up, but it's just his attitude, his demeanor, the way he goes hard in the paint, puts some paint where it ain't, and does his thing, man. You know, every person that works hard, you get hard results. And so he gets a lot of results for the effort that he puts in, whether he's sick or not, right? He's still out there pounding that pavement, boots on the ground, doing his thing, and I respect it. But what I respect more is the truth. When you tell the truth and you speak facts, hey, man, no one can hate on a fact, right? They could do all the hating they want, but if it's a fact, homie. Now, recently he went to the hospital, and we got a lot of different variations and versions of the reason why he was in the hospital. Some said it was fatigue. He said it was bronchitis, pneumonia, lymphoma, all these different references to diseases or sicknesses is the reasoning why he was in the hospital. Now, I thought immediately he was in the hospital based off his cancer. Maybe it was acting up. Maybe he was feeling fatigued and sick. And so he checked himself into the hospital because he did say he was coughing up blood. And hey, if that's the case, you either got to do two things: check yourself in the hospital or brush your fucking teeth. It's one or the other, right? And in this case, it was a little bit more serious than just brushing his dientes. So he actually checked himself into the hospital. And come to find out a day later, when everybody was wondering what the hell happened, and he was getting a lot of people going into his chat and his live, because he didn't miss a beat. This man continued to go live every day. He told us he had bronchitis and he had pneumonia and he was suffering a whole lot of things due to his cancer symptoms. And to be honest with you, I never heard him cough once. So that kind of got my antennas going up. It made me a little bit more alert. Like, wait up, I just had a child that had bronchitis a while back, about 6 months ago, and she was coughing up a storm, right? So you would think anybody with bronchitis or pneumonia, man, they would be really down and out and they would be coughing. Now, I'm not questioning what he said. I'm just saying it seemed a little odd, but this man is a strong-minded individual. He's strong. He takes things in stride. Just because we don't see him coughing and choking and spewing up blood online and on his lives, but we see him eating oatmeal and eggs and whatever he's eating, doesn't mean he's not sick. We obviously know he's sick. He's lost a lot of weight recently, right? He's not looking like the same fool from the Food Network that he was, right? He looks a little bit different. But there was a GoFundMe that was ran, right? And he worded the GoFundMe according to what was going on with him, saying that because he was in the hospital, this was going to be a very big burden on his familia. And anytime you're in the hospital, you're not able to work, you're not able to bring home the bacon, and you're the sole provider of your family, it is a hardship. And everyone's going through some type of hardship right now, especially with this economy and everything going on in this world. We're all going through some type of hardship. But when you have cancer, when you have a fan base or a support system and people got a lot of love and a lot of respect for you, you know, it's not about utilization and utilizing the people, but it's about hoping that the people have it in their heart to help you when you're in a bad situation, because you bring a lot of help to bad situations. So with everything he's done for baby Emmanuel, I believe Andira deserves his flowers now, not later. He deserves a little bit of respect. And if you want to help him out monetarily, then that's on you, man. If you have the money to do it, you do. In this economy, not a lot of people have it. What we have, we try to hold on to like in Vogue. That's why I never really ask people for too much, because I understand that people got bills. I myself got bills. You got family, you got children, you got a lot of things going on in life. But this man took it upon himself to start a GoFundMe to alleviate the burden from his family. And one of the things that he said was medical bills. Okay. Now, there are people trying to expose everything about him. It's so unfortunate and so selfish of these people that they're not focusing on what this man was trying to do and shed a light on a fucking case that involves a child. But more so, the focus is on him, his demeanor, his attitude, and what they feel is a scam artist move. Now, I'm here to tell you about pneumonia. Pneumonia is nothing to play with. It's not a joke. It's more than the flu and a cold, right? It's not that simple. It attacks your lungs, and it's not good. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just saying, you know, from everything I've seen. I'll tell you guys a little story. We'll get back to Andira right now. I had a tío. He got shot. Okay, he was shot point blank range in the neck 5 times, and he was shot with a 22. One of the bullets blew out his lung. The other one ripped his intestines up. Another one shattered his spinal cord. So he was a paraplegic. He was paralyzed from the neck down due to complications from the bullets. He went to San Francisco General Hospital for about 4 months. He was in that hospital fighting for his life. Eventually, he came out of the coma. He was still paralyzed, but he was getting a little bit of movement in his chest area, shoulders. He was able to wiggle his shoulders a little bit. So the doctors thought they'd send him to Manteca, where they have a paraplegic hospital, man, that could possibly help him. Now, around that time, man, some things happened I can't really speak on, transpired due to the case that he was involved in as far as getting shot. And I ended up in the county jail. Shit happens, right? And while I'm in the county jail, one day, it's about 8 months later after my deal was shot, I get pulled out of the dorm that I'm in Sandy Mush. It's a facility in Merced County that a lot of people go to that are doing time or fighting cases, right? If you're not in downtown county jail, you're in Sandy Mush. Anyways, I'm doing my time. I get pulled out, and the cop says, "Hey, I'm here to inform you. Your family called in. Your uncle passed away due to being shot." And I said, "Ain't no fucking way. He got shot 8 months ago. You must be talking about a different uncle or something, right?" He's like, "Well, that's all I know." So I immediately went into the dorm and called my grandmother, and she told me, "Mijo, he died. Mark died," right? It was my tío from pneumonia. I guess because one of his lungs was gone, he caught pneumonia somehow, some way, and he wasn't able to fight it, and he ended up passing. So, and that happened within a 24-hour period. He was there 1 minute, pneumonia, dead. So pneumonia is nothing to play with. So for Andira to have pneumonia, man, that's a pretty serious thing. Now, I know he stood in the hospital for, I think, about a week, a little less than a week, and he was discharged. Now, during this time, he started a GoFundMe. And see, there's a lot of people trying to expose that GoFundMe as a scam. I'm here to tell you, I don't believe it was. I believe that man was sick. And, you know, when you got a sickness, when you're going fighting cancer, when you're sick on top of, so you got sick, giving sicknesses piggyback rides, right? You're pretty out of your mind, and you're pretty concerned with your family and those around you, because you start having a lot of different emotions and thoughts. I remember when I was shot and I woke up and they told me what happened from my coma, and I was like, the first concern was, man, how's my family feel about this? You know, are they okay? What's going on? The homies, this. I had a lot of different emotions going through my mind from being shot, and none of them were about myself. I wasn't concerned about myself. I was more concerned with those around me and how they were feeling about the situation and how the fuck we're going to get some get backs. And then, of course, I've told that story, man. The guy who ended up shooting me was right there in the next bed over, and he apologized, and it was what it was, right? I chalked that one to the game. To this day, I have no ill will towards that guy because I knew it was an accidental shooting. I accidentally was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, it's not about me. In this GoFundMe, Andira put that he needed help with medical expenses, and he kind of explained the situation he was in. Now, of course, his name is hot right now. He's a hot topic. According to him, he's a viral individual. He's Mr. Internet, right? He blew up off the baby Emmanuel case, And so be it, man. Some people come up, some people don't. And he's getting blessed. He's not asking people for money. People are, breaking bread like Jesus said because they feel like it, because they want to. And you, as a person, and me, myself, can't tell anyone else what to do with their money. It's not a problem. But the last thing we want to see is someone get worked out of money when a person is just bullshitting them. Now, I'm not saying that Andira is bullshitting anyone. I'm not one of those haters to sit here and hate the hustle or sit. Even if I knew the man wasn't sick and he was just bullshitting like a bullshit artist to bullshit, I don't smell it, right? My name's Bennett. I'm not in it. That's not my thing to hate on the next man knocking his hustle or getting his bread. Do your thing, Holmes. Just remember, you have to look in the eyes as a Christian at the man above, and he knows what's in your heart, right? That's all I could say about that. Now, as far as Andira doing that, I believe these haters are looking at anything they can to try to fucking dispute his claims or to try. I mean, it's gone as far as people are questioning if he even has cancer. Come on now, man. Because he slipped up and he said he had acute lymphoma, some other shit, right? And there's actually a channel that has went online and went chat GPT'd it and are trying to disprove that cancer even exists. Well, I'm here to tell you there's variations in a lot of different cancers that do exist. And whatever he's going through, only him and his doctor and his family know, and they're the only ones that need to know. Okay? If you choose to bless him because you see a sick man, you got to understand that he's a strong man. Okay, and if you're going to bless him for anything, bless him for being strong in his faith and bless him for being strong for baby Manuel and for his family. That's first and foremost. That's how I feel about the situation, right? Anyways, I digress on that. In this GoFundMe, I think the first goal was $6,000, and it was due to medical bills, and it was due to helping his family survive because he wasn't able to work. Now, there are people exposing the fact that his only means of income are his streams on social media. Now, I'm not a rocket scientist, right? And I'm not trying to discount or disprove anyone, but I did notice that Andira did continuously go live and put out content even when he was in the hospital bed. So it didn't seem like his finances were affected in any way because he was still producing content. Now, that doesn't mean that he was making the money that he's used to making, going out there, mobbing around town, doing his thing with the fire suit on and a cowboy hat, but he definitely was getting some sort of income. So to sit there and say that, hey, I'm not getting income, this is going to be a hardship on my family when you are getting income, well, that's some bullshit, right? I'm not saying that that's what he was doing, was trying to bullshit people, but there's a lot of people that are throwing that out there and pointing fingers at that. Also, the goal was set for 6,000. And as he continued to hit his goal, which is good for him and his family, and blessings, I'm glad you guys were able to reach your goal. The goal kept raising and raising until he actually raised over $35,000 for his family. That's a fucking good thing. Why are people hating on what that man's business is and what he's doing? I'm not. I'm just saying at the end of the day, man, people can take the words that you say and twist them. They're saying because he said due to a medical emergency and medical bills, there are people that have exposed that he's on Medi-Cal. He doesn't even pay medical bills. I hope that's not the case, because if that's the case, I'll say this, man, that GoFundMe can have a reverse effect. What's a diamond now can tarnish later, meaning because he's making so much money, the Medi-Cal people could look at that and say, you can now afford, your own healthcare. You don't need to be provided by the state healthcare because you are in a different bracket now. And if that's the case, him having cancer and all these other fucking, diseases that he has and sicknesses that he has, man, that could actually affect him in the negative. So I hope it doesn't. Again, for those that are hating on him because he raised a little bit of money, he didn't beg anyone for money. He didn't tell anyone or hold a gun to their head and say that they needed to send him something. All he did was merely put out his story and people chose to bless him. And that's truly a blessing. But I'm not a stupid ass. I'm not a dummy. I'm not going to sit here and be one of the ones that are played or saying anybody was played. But if you ask for something with specific wording, man, you got to be about that. Because that makes everything that you've ever done up until this point, it taints it. Now, I'm a true believer in Ahmed and Andira, and I respect them, and I'm a rock with them till the wheels fall off, whether he likes me or he doesn't. Because I heard something he said the other day, and he was talking about YouTube content creators, and it kind of sounded slightly like he was taking a shot. And if that's the case, homie, shots can fly back. But I'm not here for that. I'm here to say everything you've done for baby Emmanuel, I respect. Everything else, I don't know about. Like you always say, bro, I don't know these guys, so I don't know you either. But one thing I know for sure is there's a lot of people that have your best intentions and your health at heart, man. And you got to respect it. If by any means you're choosing to utilize your position to play people, that's fucked up. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm saying I choose to believe he's not. That's it. Okay. There's no haterism coming from me because I want to see that guy become a multimillionaire. Shit, I want to see myself become something, right? But I'm going to work hard for it. Now, as far as the people that are saying he never cared about baby Manuel and he just utilized him to gain fame and notoriety and this and that, I call bullshit because I seen that man cry, I seen that man faint, I seen that man going above and beyond. There was a couple times he made some assumptions or overstepped a little bit, but hey, we're only human. We're born to make mistakes. Look how the head goes. I'm only human. Who sings that right now? I'll send you a free shirt. Now, I'll say this, though. This is the truth, right? These people that are choosing to expose him and take away from baby Manuel's legacy and what this man has done, you're bullshit for that. So what if this man got a little bit of money on a GoFundMe? So what if he didn't speak in the exact medical terms that you want him to speak into? And so what, you know what I'm saying, if he continued to make money while in the hospital? He's a hustler. That's a Mexican thing, eh? You know what I'm saying? We hustle. That Vato, hey, he took the good with the bad with the ugly. And he continued to do his thing. Now I see another story. All these haters are hating. Oh, man, he immediately gets out the hospital and he's going on vacation. He's going on this cruise, zip lines. He's going to be with his family. What's wrong with taking time away? I go on vacations myself for a weekend here, a weekend there, go to the beach. You know what I'm saying? Go hiking, go fishing. You know, sometimes when you're in social media all the time, this shit will weigh heavy on you. All the burdens of these stories, you know, the thinking about the disastrous and the monstrous fucking movidas that are happening, moves that are happening, people like Jake and Rebecca and people like, you know, the guy who unalived his 3 kids in Washington, Travis Decker, and the whole Charlie Kirk situation, and Candace Owens, all these different names that are flying around and everything that's happening in this world. Sometimes you need to decompress. You need to get away. So what if this man utilizes some of that money that he got from a GoFundMe to go on a cruise with his family and to get a little bit of rest? He just got out the hospital. That fucker needs it. He needs to relax. Maybe if he rested a little bit more, instead of going as hard in the pain as he does, he wouldn't be in the position that he's in. So for the people that are hating, saying this GoFundMe is a reckless thing and it's a scam, hey, to each their own opinion. I don't know exactly what happened right there. All I know is a lot of good people, out of the goodness of their heart, donated to this man. And look, he's back on his feet. He's healthy as a horse, as good as a horse can be in his condition. And he's doing his Mr. Ed. And he's going to go and have a good time with his family. And I'm just happy to say that he can do that he's still around, that he's still alive to do that. For all the people that are hating on him for whatever reason, get a life, man. Go do something else. You don't need to hate on this man. But he does absolutely need to be accountable for everything that he says and everything that he does, just like anyone else. Look, cancer doesn't give you a cushion. Cancer or any other disease or any other hardship doesn't give you an excuse. If you are going to speak on things, you have to accept the responsibility of the hate that comes along with it. That's the same thing with myself. I get a lot of haters, a lot of people making videos, a lot of people exposing me, people pulling out guns, all kinds of weird, crazy stuff going on, right? I accept responsibilities for what I speak on and I stand on it. And I'm going to continue to do so. And I'm still here. And I'm going to continue to fight the good fight for baby Manuel and do what I do because I'm a true and a firm believer. And this is my program. This is my platform. This is my tira, homie. And I'm on it. And so that's just what it is. You know, as far as on the tira goes, Ahmed, you know, for those of you that are hating, take a better look at yourself and realize, man, that when you're pointing a finger, 3 fingers are pointed right back at you. You don't need to knock this man's hustle whatsoever. If he got over on you and you feel that, well, then you just got over on, man. That was you. But I never seen this man beg anyone for anything. You know, in fact, I seen other people utilizing GoFundMes and a whole bunch of shenanigans and bullshit in his name to try to come up off him. So there are a lot of people coming off on him now, or coming up off him, excuse me. Now, for all the people out there that are saying every time he does a video, he makes it about himself, well, it's him talking. So it's going to be a little bit about him because you guys are watching him speak on something. But I truly hope, truly in my heart, man, that you have not bullshitted anyone, Ahmed, and it's all about baby Manuel and all the other things that you speak on. Because if you did, bro, he knows that's it. You know, Respects to Ahmed. I support him. I don't believe that. I'm just saying, if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. With that being said, thank you guys. This video is sponsored by Barrio Liquors. If you are in the area, man, of the 209 Turlock, California, tap in and go support the homie. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be that head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. I send my respects to Andira. Hey, go enjoy yourself, ese. You got 35 thou wow. Bang, bang.